Hello everyone, Jorge Sanchez checking back in with y'all. I just wanted to give you a little update on how the Paralympics are going. So we are headed to the semifinal on Friday to go against Spain. That's who we played in the 2016 Rio Paralympics for the gold medal. So we're super excited to be going to the semifinal game. This basically guarantees us a spot to get a medal, so we're looking forward to it. And yeah, this vlog is going to be a little bit slightly different than what you guys are accustomed to. I just wanted to hop on here and talk about a little bit about disability awareness, and the Paralympics. So my story, basically, if you guys don't know, I was diagnosed with osteogenic sarcoma at the age of 8, which is a type of bone cancer in my left femur. I remember the doctor telling me I had cancer. I didn't really know. I mean, I was 8 years old. I didn't know what cancer was. So I remember going to McDonald's, seeing my parents cry. But I mean, I was just having a blast playing on the playground with my sister, having an amazing time. And I knew it was very serious when I looked over at my parents and I saw them crying. So yeah, I had an autopsy and they determined it was cancer, and they immediately immobilized me. I was in a wheelchair and they didn't allow me to do anything. So yeah, I did 6 months of chemotherapy, and then I had my left leg amputated above my knee. The following day after my amputation, the doctor had pulled the skin a little too much on my nub, and the next day it completely opened, wide open. So I went into a coma for about 2.5 months. The doctor told my parents that I was not gonna make it out alive, but here I am, guys, at the 2020 Tokyo Paralympics representing Team USA. So I'm very fortunate I was able to come out of that situation. I'm all healthy now, and yeah, so I did about another year of chemotherapy after that, and then soon after, I was in denial, I would say. I didn't really accept myself. I was very ashamed of who I was. It was very difficult for me to go out in public and have everybody stare at me. And it wasn't until I found wheelchair basketball. A guy told me about it at a grocery store. He pulled me to the side and was like, "Hey, have you heard of wheelchair basketball?" And at that time, I had no idea that there were sports for people with disabilities. And I was taken back because I used to play T-ball when I was younger, and like I said, I didn't know anything about disabled sports, and I went to go give it a try, and at first I hated the sport because my hands got filled with blisters. I was like, man, this is terrible, painful. I didn't like it, but I mean, just being around people with similar situations as me, people that have persevered through more difficult situations that I've been in, it really motivated me, and I fell in love with the sport. I started traveling across the country in the United States. I'm meeting more people that had the same disability as me, some people that, you know, that were paraplegics that had it a lot more difficult than I did, and that's when things kind of changed for me. I started to accept myself, and I felt truly blessed to just have an amputation. I mean, I'm able to do absolutely everything. There's no limitations. You know, they say that the only disability in life is the negative attitude, and I completely agree with that. The only limitations that people said is society. Society think we can't do certain things in life, but we absolutely can do absolutely everything. You know, it just might be a little bit different. It might be in a wheelchair, it might be with the prosthetic, but people with disabilities can do everything that able-bodied people can do. So I definitely think the United States does a well job of accepting people with disabilities. We still have a ways to go to get to where we want to be, but I mean, we are accepted. I played professionally over in Spain, and over there it's a little bit difficult. Some of the sidewalks aren't accessible for people with disabilities, people in wheelchairs. Elevators are a lot more smaller. So I think the United States does a very good job of, you know, making things accessible for people with disabilities. I also think that the Paralympics has made a huge jump this year, especially this year in Tokyo, to comparing to the Olympics, because this is the first year that we are being compensated for medals exactly the same as Olympic athletes, which is a huge step for us. And also being able to wear the same apparel as Olympians is another huge step for us. So I really appreciate it. Shout out to Team USA for doing all that for us, for the Paralympians. We feel the love. But as mentioned before, we still have a ways to go to really be respected as regular athletes, because I mean, we can do absolutely everything, and you know, everybody calls us inspirations, motivated, like we motivate people and stuff like that, and us people with disabilities, we just see it as everyday life. You know, these are our dreams, and we have dreams just like other athletes do. Just we do it a little bit different, like I said, with a wheelchair or with a prosthetic. So yeah, that's a little bit about my story, a little bit about how disability is seen in the United States. Most people try to fit in, you know, but we stand out. And if we can inspire and motivate people to be the best version of themselves, just like we are, then super happy with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to my Twitter, Instagram. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Take care. I'll check in back in with you, hopefully at the gold medal game. Bye, guys.